Hi. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Um, I wanted to just check in and chat with you a little bit about Reiki and energy healing and what that is. Um, so, someone was asking me the other day, what is Reiki? Is it just universal energy, just like all the energy of the universe? And kind of yes and kind of no. Um, there is universal energy and we can tap into it at any time. And many people who are just natural healers don't ever take any classes or learn how to do Reiki or any other form of healing for that matter. They just have that natural healing ability and they can tap into that universal energy and use it to help people. And I've been a natural healer since birth, and I used to do that. Um, but what I found was that it wasn't easy to be real consistent with what kind of energy I was able to bring through. Um, Sometimes it was more powerful than others, and I often ended up really depleted and exhausted from it, and I often ended up taking on the pain of other people when I tried to help and to heal them. Um, and so the cool thing about Reiki is that it's not you doing the healing, and you're just a vessel, like you make yourself the straw for the universe to blow through, and and you're just holding space for that energy to flow through and setting intentions in cooperation with the person who's receiving the healing, um, setting intentions for what you would like the energy to do, to help with. Also, with Reiki, we learn a system of being able to tap into very specific frequencies that are healing frequencies. And you get an attunement to those frequencies, um, where each one has a symbol almost like a musical note, which the musical notes illustrate sound frequencies. The Reiki symbols kind of illustrate um, healing energy frequencies. And so you learn the names and the symbols of each of those frequencies, and then the Reiki master will help hold that energy frequency for you so that you can learn to memorize and recognize that specific frequency so that you can access it and channel it really consistently. Just like musicians learn how to they see a note on a staff and they recognize, oh, that's an A, and they learn the sound frequency of A, and they know how to access it with their voice or with their instrument on a consistent basis. So so Reiki is like that. You get, like, it's almost like a musical staff that you learn the symbols and you learn the frequencies and you learn how to access them. And if the training is done well, Reiki is unlicensed. So there's a lot of people out there who, somebody gave them an attunement at a music festival and they're like, I'm a Reiki master now. And while cool, they can access that energy, um, I think it's better to have more training in how to actually ground and center yourself, how to protect your energy, how to make the energy flow through you so that you receive healing as you're giving healing, so that you're not taking in the pain or the illness of the people that you're helping, so that you're not giving away and draining your own life force energy from you, and so that you are keeping your own stuff out of the way. Um, during my sessions, I do talk to people about their whatever they're coming to get healing for. We do a little bit of coaching before we get on the healing table. And so, during that part of the session, I might tell them about some things that I know about what they're going through, or offer them some ideas, or some resources that might be helpful for them. But when it's time for them to get on the healing table, I try to get my personal self and my personal desires and feelings out of the way and let the energy do its stuff. And, some of the questions that come up a lot are, well, what does it do? How does it work? And so I'm not a doctor, and so I can't promise any specific medical outcomes or any specific psychological outcomes. But I do find that within my own life, I've had a lot of pretty amazing healing happen mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I found it really helpful in my relationships. I found it helpful for so many things. And so there's kind of the energetic spiritual theory of how Reiki works, in that we are all energy, that everything is energy, that everything is vibration, and that sometimes the flow of energy through our bodies, much like in acupuncture is the idea of chi, and that the flow of chi through the body might get blocked or might be like too strong in some places, not strong enough in other places, blocked, diverted. Similar idea in Reiki, that there's might be blockages in the energy, so being able to flow that energy through there can clear away blockages. There's also the idea that being physically or emotionally or mentally healthy, that there is an energetic frequency or vibration to what is the vibration of a healthy heart, a healthy liver, a healthy mind, healthy emotions, and the idea that one can call on the Reiki energy to hold the frequency of that health that a person is looking for, that improvement that a person is looking for, and to hold that frequency in the person's field so that their system can rise up as closely as it's able to in that moment, to the desired frequency. Now, this isn't to say that, your physical disease is going to be healed right here and now. I believe that's possible, but I've never seen that happen. Usually what I see happen is that over time and with practice, a person improves. And that if they have a medical condition, that with medical care, I have a lot of people who are referred to me by their psychotherapist or their physician, their endocrinologist, their cardiologist. I get a lot of people who are sent to me by their medical practitioners, and they're working with their medical practitioners, and they're also working with me. And so sometimes people find that they heal faster, or that their progress is better than their prognosis was. And so I believe that it helps and that it supports the body's natural ability to heal. There's also the field of psychoneuroimmunology that is a relatively recently emerging science, as far as I'm aware, that basically comes from the understanding that the limbic system, the part of our brain that regulates that fight, flight, or freeze response in the body, is the same system that regulates the immune system. And so sometimes being able to take the stress off of your body, mind, and spirit and enter into a relaxing meditative state, which is one of the things that Reiki does. And it's not the only way to get into that state. Some people have meditation practices, or they do yoga, or they go for long walks, or they do art or activities that get them into a flow state where they can be free of stress for a moment. And Reiki is one of the ways that you can reduce stress and have some support in being able to sink into a deep meditative state with a little extra help, making it easier to get there and easier to stay there. And so having this practice of calming the limbic system can help take the stress off of the immune system and can help that limbic system of the brain re-regulate the immune system, so that if it's a little bit suppressed or if it's a little bit overactivated, that relieving that stress consistently can help re-regulate the immune system in that way. Again, not a doctor, can't make promises, but there is a lot of emerging research about how resetting the nervous system actually can help reset your immune system and help accelerate healing, and can ease things like autoimmune conditions or allergies or things like that. I personally, how I even got into Reiki was because I was having life-threatening allergies to the air. So it wasn't anything that I could avoid, and I spent 7 years covered in painful hives the size of dinner plates that would occasionally take over my airway, and I'd have to go to the emergency room for IVs. And after 7 years of seeing every kind of doctor, allergist, endocrinologist, naturopath, homeopath, acupuncturist, everything, the one thing that helped me was Reiki. And so I started training in Reiki so that I could do self-healing every day, and that I would receive healing from a professional practitioner once a week, and I would trade healing with another practitioner also once a week. So I was receiving healing twice a week from another practitioner and doing daily self-healing. That after about 6 months of very disciplined practice, my body reset itself such that I was able to wean off all the medications, and I've had one emergency room visit for allergic reactions in like 23 years, as opposed to every 6 or 8 weeks like I used to do while on allergy medicine. Do I still have airborne allergies? Yeah. My throat's a little scratchy today because of it, but I don't have life-threatening allergies anymore. And I really believe that the Reiki was the thing that helped calm my immune system enough that it became significantly less reactive to the airborne things. I still have the food allergies. That's its own thing. So I'm not promising a cure, but my experience was miraculous. Doctors pretty much told me there was nothing they could do other than continue to medicate me, and that I would continue having to use the emergency room for anaphylaxis until it eventually killed me. That there was no hope for people who had that kind of an allergic condition to ever be without that allergic condition. And here I am. I don't have that anymore. So just a little bit about the Reiki and how it works and why it works to the best that we can speculate. There are some medical studies that have been done where they had specifically this one of the studies that I remember most was cardiac patients, where they had a test group and a control group, and they had some people were receiving Reiki, some people were receiving what looked like a Reiki session, but they weren't really doing Reiki, and I think some people received nothing, and they did find a significant benefit to the people who were receiving Reiki above and beyond the people who had a little bit of a placebo effect versus the people who had no treatment in addition to their cardiac surgery. So I know there's some medical studies out there, scientifically conducted studies out there, but there's really not enough science to really be able to say, oh, this is how it works and this is what it will do. But I know I'm living proof that it certainly can help with physical conditions. It also can really help calm and quiet your mind so that you can connect in with your own higher power, that you can connect in with your own inner voice, and to have like a moment of quieting your mind and relieving your stress so that it becomes easier to have clarity on the things that you might be wrestling with in your life and the decisions that you're trying to make in your life, that you can just like sit with your own body, mind, and spirit in a quiet, safe space and kind of gain access to some things that you could access on your own. I think these are things that everybody has access to, but it's easier when you have someone to help and support and channel energy and hold space for you. And also, I believe that we all need a support team, that we shouldn't have to do it alone. So yeah, that's a little bit about Reiki. I do many forms of energy healing, but Reiki is kind of the beginning and end point of everything that I do. I channel Reiki while I'm doing tarot card readings, or while I'm doing coaching, or if I'm doing quantum healing, or any of the other types of healing that I do. Like, Reiki is always kind of a part of it. It's kind of my foundation. So, and it's also helps me to be healthier as a healer. Like I said, before I got trained in Reiki, I was just kind of pouring out all of my life force energy and giving it away and taking everybody's pain into myself. And that wasn't healthy and it wasn't sustainable. And now, you know, on a day that I might see 6 clients and do 6 healing sessions back to back all day long, I don't come out of it exhausted. I come out of it uplifted, and that my energy is actually being restored and replenished as I'm helping other people to feel restored and replenished. Anyways, that's a little something about Reiki. If you have questions about Reiki or energy work, or things that Reiki might be good for, or whether or not it might be helpful for you, if you have questions about how to find a good Reiki practitioner near you, the kind of questions to ask, whatever, just let me know your questions. I'm happy to hear from you and to put those answers out there. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that you can find a few moments of peace today, a few moments of happiness today. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.